Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily Tesla report for Monday, February 24th, 2025. Before I jump into the charts like this one, which is very significant, I just want to mention that last week, wickedstocks.com put out two stock picks on Vertiv Holding and Alibaba. They're very relevant. You can see them at any time by going to wickedstocks.com. You get a 5-day free trial up front, so you could see our stock picks last week that are still relevant and this week. And in fact, Supermicro Computer is still quite relevant. We had a buy signal on that a couple of weeks ago. There's a secondary show of strength. You can see what that number is, et cetera, et cetera. So go to wickedstocks.com, take advantage of that 5-day free trial where you'll also get weekly Apple stock analysis. You'll get daily Triple Q and daily SPY analysis, weekly S&P 500 and weekly NASDAQ 100. So I'm going to leave it at that. Go to wickedstocks.com and let's jump into a Monday's Tesla. Big week last week in that we settled back below the 344.98 2-year channel top. That is a failure. To call it a failed buy signal, it's you can't really go there. And why am I saying that? Because several months ago, when we first settled above 344.98, our buy signal anticipated the 507.45 5-year channel top. And while we did not test that formation outright, you can see on this chart, we came pretty darn close to reaching it. So now that we've closed back below 344.98 and below the 340.838 Fibonacci, that is a 3/8 pullback from the January 23 low against that more recent high. I think that was a December high. I think that was the December all-time high. So having closed below 340.80 to 44.98, we are now anticipating 251.32 2-year channel support as a likely, I'm going to call it a 1 to 2 month target, depending on volatility. On the way down, and I can show this on the daily chart, we have 289.81. I'm going to call this a 2 to 3 week target. And this kind of speaks to the possibility that we could reach, that longer term objective at 251.32 over the next 2 to 3 to 5 weeks, because this 289.81 drops by later March into the 250s anyway, 260s, 250s. So yes, we could actually see this sooner than that. And that actually is consistent very much with this, I like to call them church steeple rallies. These parabolic moves, incredible rally from November. We got to this high area around 488 and change, and now we're giving it back in pretty much symmetrical fashion. I mean, we've got this consolidation here that lasted for a month before we broke then into this area that we're at now. But I do see we could, if you see this 2 to 3 week rally here, that we could do the same thing on the way down. So holding below 340.80, I see no good reason to be long Tesla. If your time horizon is 1 to 2 months out, I do anticipate 251.32 now as a 1 to 2 month objective. 2 to 3 week objective, 289.81, which over the next 3 weeks actually lines up with that rising channel bottom at 251.32 anyway. So that is the objective. 289.81, you can see far right dropping at an aggressive pace and converging with this 251.32 over the next 3 weeks. On the way down today, we have that, where are you? Here we are. We've got that low that was put out about 2 weeks ago at 325.10. We could bounce here back into the low to mid 340s. If we happen to close below 325.10, in other words, below that February low, we could, with present volatility, actually see 289.81 by Friday's close. That would be a significant sell-off, but I consider us weak anyway, below the 340.80 to 344.98 region. And so, yes, 289.81, not out of the question by Friday's close if we settle Monday below 325.10. I think that pretty much clarifies it. Day traders, can you buy 325.10? Sure. I think it's a solid day tradable level, but be careful. Don't fall in love with a long position here. Even if we rally back into the low 340s within the day, I mean, you could watch it by that point in time, because if we close back above 344.98, I see 360.70 tomorrow, et cetera, and I'll get to that here in a moment. And in fact, yeah, let's get to that actually right now. So if we happen to push or open today above 344.98, then 360.70 is in reach. And that could be it for the day. That lines up nicely with this high settlement area from Wednesday of last week. 360.70 may be it. And if we close today above 344.98, 371.33 is likely within 1 to 3 days, depending on volatility. That can contain daily buying pressures and quite possibly for the balance of the week. So this is a solid 3 to 5 day swing trade level, 371.33. In fact, if we close today above 344.98, I consider this a 3 to 5 day target. But the reality is it's more like 1 to 3 days, given the presently heightened volatility. We could top out here for a day, possibly the balance of the week, and fall away again. If we close above 371.33, this much more significant 395.49 to 409.24 band of channel resistance becomes our next 3 to 5 day target. I will say that if we close the week above 344.98, we're back to anticipating 395.49 to 409.24 as a likely 2 to 3 week objective. And then if we were to close above 371.33 over the next day, 2 or 3, you don't have to wait for the weekly settlement above 344.98 before anticipating 409.24. Closing above 371.33 any day this week does signal this aggressively, probably within 3 to 5 days. This 395.49 to 409.24 region is an area you can short sell into March. Well into March. We could top out here through March perhaps and fall away again. It would be still a settlement above 409.24 that would indicate 507.45 within a month or two. We're nowhere near that right now, but I just want to mention that. 507.45 is that 5-year channel top that may well contain buying not only on a quarterly but possibly annual basis. But given last week's settlement below the low 340s, 340.80, 344.98, we are expecting 251.32 climbing weekly over the next month or two. On the way down, once again, we have 289.81 that actually may be realized this week if we settle Monday below 325.10. I think this is a solid 2 to 3 week play. You're short below the low 340s, anticipating 289.81. You're just following this channel bottom. And in fact, you can play the short side over the next few weeks to 251.32, because I think that is a realistic possibility. Once again, the last thing I'm going to say, closing today above 344.98, we probably have a good low for the week. And if you're short now, you may consider exiting entirely a short position if we close Monday above 344.98, because I do see 371.33 as likely within several days. If we close the week itself above 344.98, it's kind of, it dilutes the importance of the 340s, certainly will by that point in time, and we'll just kind of take it on a week-by-week basis. Maybe it'll be closing above the high of the low that was put out 2 weeks ago. That'll be our next buy signal, but once again, I will go back to this descending channel structure. This is our ceiling through March. This is our buy signal into March, April, if settled above 409.24. This does become a 1 week objective if we close the next few days above 371.33. But that is all kind of a moot point right now, given the fact that we did close the week below 340.80 last week, and we are expecting that descending channel bottom at 289.81 over the next 2 to 3 weeks, which by which point it will converge anyway with that 1 to 2 month objective that we still have now below 340.80, expecting 251.32 by the end of April or sooner. Please click like, share, subscribe, check out wickedstocks.com, take advantage of that 5-day free trial. You'll be able to see last week's Alibaba and Vertiv stock picks, the previous week's Fudu Holdings and Super Microcomputer. They're all still relevant, and we've got 2 stock picks that have yet to be released this coming week. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow with Tuesday's Tesla. You have a great day.